All right, we're back here in the shop today, and I'm going to show you how to install the fish lung. I've got the had the valves just sitting on top of it. There's the fish lung, there's the actual unit as it works. And then over here, this is what's called the unibody. This piece metal to the on this metal here, we've got these are the two filters, and this goes through this other filter. And we're going to walk you through on how to install it and kind of give you a little lesson on how this bad boy works. But we're going to go ahead and get up in the boat, kind of get it installed. We've got the stones that go in the live wells, and then we've got the core. You've got all the airline, and I went ahead and got some extra airline. This is what comes with the unit. So we're going to go ahead and get up in the boat and show you what we're going to do and why we're going to do it the way we're doing it. All right, now we're up here on the back deck. Here's the unit itself, made in the USA, by the way. And here we are in the back of my Bass Cat. I've got some options on the sides. I went ahead and took these lids off, and you can see the two gas tanks, power pole charge, my two big lithium batteries, and these are the areas I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put the unibody over there. And once I do that, then I'll get everything connected. But I'm just going to show you that when I put this down, I've got these straps in this kit. I'll show you exactly what that looks like. This has got to be strapped down to the bottom of the boat. It's got rubber feet on the bottom to help reduce the vibration. There is a air pump, a little air compressor, excuse me, in there. But I'm going to take a little piece of, this is just stair, outdoor stair pad, and I'm going to put this on the bottom under that. That's going to be on top of that to help reduce the vibration further, and then it's all going to get strapped down with this. So I'm going to get to putting it in. All right, so step one, I've got the actual unit with the compressor and everything in there, mounted in there. I've got it cinched down, and it's sitting on that little pad right there, so we'll see how we like that. Next is I'm going to hook up the power. This is the power that comes out of the compressor, and I'm going to hook that directly into the wire leads that go to the aerator, the recirculator, excuse me, the recirculator. So you'll see this splice right into that, and then I'll get it all cleaned up, and then we'll put the unibody right in that area where my trusty crumper is. So now we got the compressor mounted, and then we mounted the unibody in there as well. The unibody, as you can see, I fabricated that piece there. These are the actual filters, the zeolite filters that the air goes through. And before you hook it all up, you gotta take those little stickers off the bottom because they're sealed when they come, and you gotta make sure that you take those off before. But we're gonna hook up the stones next. We're gonna put them in the live well, and you'll see that we're gonna put them in here. I'm gonna mount them on this here, one on each side, and then just bolt them together, so I don't have to put any additional holes or anything down in anything, and it don't have to suction anything. I'm just gonna have it kind of as low as possible. I might actually go kind of in that region there, and then we'll have the tubing coming up, and we'll just have to drill one little hole up near the top, and it'll be almost like an extra overflow. All right, so now we got the stones mounted in there. They're about as far down as I could get there bolted, and I didn't put them in the backside because a lot of times the fish will get down in that little section right there. So I don't think that's going to obstruct the fish at all. It's going to be nice and low. I mean, you still got a lot of water to go over top of that, so I think that'll work well. And then they got the other one on that side, and now we just got to wire up all of this right here, get this stuff all connected. We'll get the valves. I'll explain that, and then I'll explain the whole system once we get it hooked up. All right, we got everything hooked up. I'm going to show that to you here in a second, but we're going to go ahead and sit back in the seat. I'm going to turn it on, and we're gonna hit the recirculate button. Sounds like we're working. Definitely have the fish lung working. I don't have the top on it or anything so you can hear it running, but that's good. Got the electrical part done right. You've got one of these fancy Nancy diagrams that I'll show you here in a second, and then I'll walk you through the tubes and exactly how this bad boy works. All right, so when you get your fish lung, you have this instruction set, and this is something you're gonna have to study very closely because it shows you exactly the diagram of how the system works. And I'm gonna just show it to you on the paper here, and then we'll go ahead and I'll show it to you in the boat and kind of how it works. So this is the compressor I was telling you about. This was hooked up to the electrical, which we saw earlier. This is what they call the unibody, which houses this filter and these two zeolite filters. Now these two zeolite filters are what I was telling you is the way the whole system works. I'll explain that again here in a second. So these are the clear tubes. These two clear tubes go into the top of the zeolite filters, and then you can see that you're gonna have another clear tube that goes there, and then on the third part down, that is gonna go into, it's kind of hard to see because it's clear. That part goes into that water separator, and then you're gonna make your full circle going through here. So goes out here, up through here, into there. So that, just know that is the diagram. Coming out of the bottom of the zeolite filter, there is one more valve, and then it goes to the stone. So it looks complicated, sounds complicated, but I'm gonna show you how it looks in real life. So we've got in the boat the compressor, all of these clear tubes coming out of the compressor going. These are all the valves that are all in one little spot right here, nice and handy. And we're going to leave these off until we're ready to use it so that we don't have any condensation or any water in that zeolite filter. That is really the key to the system. These are the two zeolite filters that are the little canisters. They're in here. I don't have them set up ready to go. Here's your water separator to make sure that you get no water in your system. There's the other filter, to as you can see how the air goes through there. And then the bottom out of here, I've got it coming back up through that valve, and then it goes back up under there and into the live well, which that's where it's coming out right there. And then I've got it kind of strung through the divider. Then in the divider right here at the back, bad shot, I've got the separator, line separator, so it comes in, separates, so air is going to go this way and go that way, and then you have micro bubbles coming out of both of those stones on either side of the live well. So I will just tell you and caution you, every one of those clear tubes where they go into one of the little valves, you have to make sure that is pushed all the way in. Just double check all of those every time that when you're going through your whole system. It took me about I'd say a touch under an hour to install the whole system, electrical and all. Now I haven't cleaned everything up, so probably we'll just say round it off to about an hour to install. If you kind of halfway know what you're doing, give it a little extra time, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours to get that fish lung system put in. But I will also tell you the way that system works. I mentioned the zeolite filters a couple of times. So the way the system works is it draws in the regular air from the earth. And the regular air from the earth, the majority of it is oxygen and nitrogen. So that the way that the zeolite filters work is that it takes that air, pushes it through the compressor, pushes it through those zeolite filters. Those zeolite filters actually pull the nitrogen out of the air. Not 100% of it, but a lot of it. So it takes your oxygen content that's in the natural air and it more than doubles it. So that's part of the reason that the fish lung system works. That's the big step. So it takes regular air and it really increases the amount of oxygen that's in there. 1. 2, it compresses that air, compresses it, and then it pushes it through. Those stones in there are very, very unique, very, very hard to find. In fact, there's really only one source in the whole world. Fish lung has the rights to that stone. That stone emits what's called a microbubble. It is just, I mean, super, super, super small. Those nanobubbles, those little microbubbles, they stay in the water and they actually can be absorbed by the fish. Some oxygen can be put into live well water or any water, and it's not even, the fish can't even absorb it through their gills. It's going to, a lot of times those bubbles are bigger and they're going to float up to the top and they go away. So with those nanobubbles, they almost suspend. They'll really slowly go up to the top. So when you have your regular live well going, you're going to have that top air, the water coming and splashing on the top. That's going to be good. That's what you want. That's why I have mine connected to my recirculator. So when that water sprays down from those spray bars that you can see in there, when that water comes down out of these spray bars, that's going to help keep those nanobubbles down in the water column and help keep that oxygen content way up. The parts per million is going to be way up, and your fish are going to be able to survive not only throughout the weigh-in but throughout being released. The amount of stress that the fish are going through is going to be minimized because the water oxygen is so high in the water that's treated with the fish lung that the fish are going to be able to recover super quickly, and they're not going to be stressed out from the rigors of the tournament. And whether you're just carrying around a couple big fish to show off to your buddies or whatever, that is just a really good way to take care of your fish. So that's the full installation of the fish lung. If you have any questions, as always, drop it down there in the comments. But the fish lung, that's the future of live well care, premium fish care, baby. That's what we do. The biggest thing is that oxygen, and there's no other system. There's nothing remotely even close to doing what the fish lung does. That patented technology is next level, and you can get it right now today. Install it yourself, just like I did, and your setups might be a little bit different. My BassCat is very easy to set up. It's very easy to work on the boat back here, but I know that the Phoenix is fairly easy. Some of the other boats, not that hard as well. So hopefully if you have any questions, drop it down there or contact Fish Lung directly, and hopefully they can get you all straight. But I appreciate everybody watching, and again, be sure to subscribe and follow all the social media stuff, and be sure to definitely ask questions if you have any. Thanks.